Waydeck here with Gilbert Melendez. Gilbert, you just coached the TUF, I guess it was the TUF 20?
TUF 20, yeah.
TUF 20, yeah. 20th season, we've been hearing great things. We've heard that this is a season everyone's going to be stuck to the television, anticipating the next episode. Was that your experience?
Yeah, I believe so. You know, first, you know, the most important thing, every fight I saw was exciting and it's rewarding as a fan to check them out. So that's one reason to be glued to the television. And as well as these ladies are professionals, man. They're out there, you know, some of the best in the world, and you know, it's going to be a good season.
Now, how has this been? You've obviously been around, you know, we followed your career through Strikeforce UFC. How is all the promotion behind this? It seems like Fox is really, you know, putting a lot into this. Have you noticed that there's just extra fanfare?
I believe so, man. There's definitely you know, a noticeable you know, increase in you know, media for it and marketing for it, and rightfully so. You know, these ladies are professionals. They deserve it, and they're serious, and it's a great story to follow. You know, I feel like some of the Ultimate Fighters are hard to follow. It seems like these guys are trying to plug whatever business they got going back at home, or not taking it serious, or can't go through a first round, or don't know that much technique, you know, because some of the best fighters are already signed for the UFC. But here we got the best ladies in the world, and they're real professionals, and they're passionate, and they want it bad, you know. Nothing's more exciting than seeing a true story of you know, someone from a different country, you know, coming out here and overcoming adversity, or, you know, people just so passionate about fighting and trying to win gold, you know. So the passion's there, and I mean, everyone loves to see that.
And, you know, they're not just competing for a contract, they're competing for a championship belt. So I'm guessing the caliber of the fighter was probably a lot better than maybe other seasons.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, obviously they got the top women in the world. You know, all these ladies are going to be UFC fighters. They all got contracts, all fighting for a title. But more so than anything, it raises the stakes. You know, all of a sudden there's a belt on the line for this TV show. Oh, it's a TV show. You guys all got contracts. You know, we'll go in the UFC, yada yada. Now it's like, hey, man, anyone can win this title now. This is a crazy competition. It's very unorthodox to win a title, because it's a different kind of breed of person to win this tournament. You know what I mean? And then having to compete this much. So so I think it brings the best out of these ladies, and it's definitely a mental challenge more so than a physical challenge a lot of times here, and it makes it way more interesting.
Dana White's told a lot of us that there's the next Ronda Rousey on this season, that there's someone with that much charisma and talent and everything else. We don't know who that person is, so and we don't know who is on your team. So can you tell us, do you think that person was on your team?
That person is on that show, and absolutely that person has potential to be the next Ronda Rousey.
Or did you see multiple people with that star potential?
There's a few people. There's a couple people, a few people who have that potential, and you know, obviously the finalists stand out.
And what was it like? How were your relations with Anthony? You guys are going to be fighting. You know, how'd you get along?
Yeah, no relationship at all. You know what I mean? Let's not fake the funk. You know, why be friends if we're not friends? And you know, and why talk crap when that's not our thing? You know what I mean? My thing is to talk crap in there. It's definitely tense. We say what's up, what's up. It's obvious we want to beat each other up, and I want to beat him up, and that's how it is. You know what I mean? And you know, and I kept it that way. My job was there to help the ladies, and as much as you want to build up a fight, you know, I'm a genuine guy, and I'm not going to fake something for some cameras, and my whole thing was just to really focus on the ladies and do that for them, and as well as my coaches. You know, I had someone like Nate Diaz and Jake Shields there the whole time, really sticking it out for me and backing me up and giving a lot to these ladies, and that was our job, and we did it.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't your wife formerly was she a professional fighter, or?
She actually is currently a professional fighter. She fights Muay Thai. She you know, she fought her last fight in March, and you know, I like to get her here in the octagon, and you know, one day, and I think she definitely has the potential. She's been sacrificing a lot for our family, and you know, running my gym business and our gym business, and taking care of our daughter, but she's a martial artist. She's dedicated her life to the sport, and she's there day in, day out training, and she just has other responsibilities that she puts first. But you know, training with these ladies, I think she has the potential to compete with any of them.
Sure. And what I was getting at there, nothing to take anything away from Anthony, but I'm kind of guessing you actually may have more experience, you know, training and working with women because you work with a professional, your wife.
Sure. I mean, that's a, you know, I think that's a good theory. You know what I mean? I've taught women, and I've been followers of you know, women's MMA for a long time. time. And my wife is, yeah, I think I know how to deal with that kind of that creature because of it. And you know, they have different, you know, they're a little more passionate about the sport and a little more vocal with their feelings. And I think I can deal with that well. My wife helps me with that. But you know, I know Anthony's an intelligent guy, and you know, just from watching the first episode, you know, I think we're both pretty good coaches.
Well, I'm sure you are. I just was thinking that might have given you a little bit of an edge with the women.
Sure, I hope so. I hope I got the edge deal with the women out there and done that. But yeah, you know, my wife is very helpful with that and gives me a lot of input. And it's like I'm lucky I get to go ask her opinion on that. And I don't know if he has that. You know, I don't think he has that.
You know, were there with all the women in one house? Were there any moments that, you know, there's always seems like a moment the coach needs to step in and kind of play mediator? Did you have to do that at all?
Yes, you know, but you know, the women, I know there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors, and I said, hey man, I'm drama free, and you know, this is my work environment. We come here to do our job, and we leave that drama at home. And I believe there's a lot more drama at the house and at the gym, and there's a couple times where the tension was there and we needed to talk it out as a team, and I let them go at it, and you know, we got it out, and then we got to training and got it done with. And you know, and I really respect them. Again, they're professionals, and I can feel the tension, but they knew when it was time to go to work, they went to work, and that made things a lot easier. But again, sometimes that's difficult. You know, that's the whole thing is difficult when it's, you know, not your immediate team. You know, I would snip that in the bud and yell a little harder. But right now, it's a delicate. Relations are delicate, and trust is delicate, and you know, you got to play it smart.
Well, thank you. We're really looking forward to seeing the season of The Ultimate Fighter. Love seeing women's MMA progress, and actually, most importantly, you're really looking forward to your fight with Anthony. You know, see who walks away with that belt.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Wade, and thank you guys for the interview.
Thank you.